Hi, my name is Jackie Gragnola. I manage the marketing campaigns and ABM and lifecycle teams at GitLab. Today, I'm going to just quickly talk through a process that we've had in place for about 3 years now that's really about activating content, getting landing pages, emails set up, kind of putting in place a process to open issues using the right templates in the right projects for all the different teams that are involved in getting something getting copy created, content generated, and landing pages up so that we can activate across our campaigns. This has been an iterative process for the last 3 years, and it's been across content marketing mainly and analyst relations. There's 2 separate processes, one for internally created content and one for externally created content. And the process was really built out of feedback from different teams initially that, we don't want any fire drills. We don't want anything coming that's not expected. And we want to be able to build things into our milestones and also make sure that the right templates are used so that the groups creating content are giving the right information needed to the groups that are helping with like creating the design or creating the email or creating the landing page, like having the categorization, those sorts of things. So we'll talk through that today. And this has been kind of overdue to make a video about this, but it's a supplement to the landing page, which has tons of detail and is continually updated. What we'll basically create in the end is an epic that is similar to what Sharon on the content team has built here following the process. And it keeps everything nice and clean and organized within a campaign. So for example, with this DevOps platform campaign epic, nested underneath it is the gated asset epic for the DevOps platform migration playbook. And within that, you can see all of the steps that it takes to get this page up and running, the copy created, the design generated for the PDF, the email copy, the digital request, the social request, all those pieces, getting the right issues out to the right teams, and then also supplemented by a work back schedule where you can pop in the anticipated date of launch. So let's say that would be, June 23rd. It'll give you all the dates that you need to be hitting to kind of plan in advance and also let other teams know that this content is being created so that they can already plan ahead for how they want to activate it in their given channels. And we can have a kind of hit the ground running as soon as the new content is launched. No steps missed, everyone kind of in the loop and anticipating the work that's expected of them at a given time period. So we're going to use the example of a guide to measure ROI of automated software delivery. This is part of the automated software delivery epic and campaign for FY23. And so this issue is open in the product marketing project, which is great because this is basically the deliverable of delivering the copy. And you can see that there's a draft here. Totally great. What we'll do in addition to this, and this is what the content owner, whether that's content marketing, product marketing, analyst relations, sometimes digital marketing purchases, reports from external providers, and they would be following the processes outlined here, either internal content, again, showing content owner opens this epic with this code. So everything's kind of situated for you. And all of the issuable templates are one click away. So you can open the issues really quickly and look back at the project management work back to see what due dates would best align to get everyone kind of in the loop early on. There's also a separate section for external content. And I'll give you a flash of the project management just to demonstrate that the biggest difference between internal created content and external is that there's quite a bit of steps missing from external. We don't have to write the copy. We don't have to design the asset in the end. I think there's sometimes a different delivery of, like, for example, analyst relations content. We don't get the report until, or like the link to the report until after we've created the landing page. So some of the steps are slightly different in order and in due date because we have a much more rushed delivery schedule for external content, in particular analyst relations content. So what we'll do for a guide to measure ROI, I'm going to use this as the jumping off point, but I'm going to go through the steps as if I was the content owner, in this case, Sonia. And I'm going to time myself. It's 10:09 a.m. my time. So let's just see how long it takes to get this all situated. So this is internally created content. I would, as the content owner, grab this code, copy, and then create a new epic. And I just have this shortcut, but it's also in the handbook. New epic, drop in the code. You can see the preview, it's nice and clean, and anybody coming to the epic will be able to see exactly what they need to know about the content overall. What's the official name? What's the type? What's the primary campaign, sales segment? If it's aligned to like SMB, for example, that would be highlighted here. And we're going to go ahead and fill in some of these details. So content marketing, in this case, product marketing, content owner would be, and I'll change that in the code. Samya Upadhyaya. Did I get that right? Let's see. Okay, I always get excited when I spell things properly by memory. Okay, official content name, a guide to measure ROI of automating software delivery. Excellent. Content type, ebook. Primary campaign, automated software delivery. Primary sales segment. I believe this is based on all, so we'll just select all, but I'll let Samya kind of define that. And then this content, I believe, is more consideration stage because product marketing is delivering it. But again, I'll leave her to edit this. Primary persona, it would be aligned to the campaign. I'm just going to leave that blank for now and let her fill this in. And then name the program. As a content owner, you make this up. Follow structure, no spaces, keep it short. So here's an example, 2020 ebook, Beginner's Guide to GitOps. So in this one, we would call it 2020, what is it, 2022? I get FY confused. And then it's an ebook and it's guide ROI auto SD. It's kind of how we've been shortening it. Capitalization doesn't really matter, but if it makes it easier to read, go for it. And then I'll just delete this so that it's easy to reference. And then this will all be created as part of the process. And right now, I think we do have the asset copy draft. So I'll take that from here, just so it's easily referenceable by anybody who's like, hey, I want to know kind of a quick TLDR of what this is going to look like so that I can plan for my campaigns or my marketing channel. And we'll leave this one also. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and create the epic, but first I'll just copy this version ebook. And this one is named A Guide to Measure ROI of Automated Software Delivery. And it doesn't need to be confidential. It has all the great labels down here, but we can add any as relevant. And then we'll go ahead and create the epic. And now it's in a nice clean visual. So next up is creating the issues. So first of all, add it to the SSOT marketing calendar. I don't know if we have a timeline for when this will be delivered. It might be in the work back schedule for the campaign, but let's just throw it in for now at the bottom, and we'll fill that in once I can go back and reference it with the team. Actually, let's just see if it's in here. A guide to, nope. All right, so we're gonna say a guide to measure ROI of, was it with automated software delivery, automating software delivery. All right, and it is being created by product marketing, or maybe it's PMM. Oh no, it's content. What? Gated content. Okay. What the heck? Oh, is it ebook? Yeah, there we go. And product marketing. And then we don't know. So I'm just going to say June 23rd, and that will pop in the day of the week as well. And then epic or issue, let's link to the epic so that anybody looking at the calendar can say, I want to know more. What's going on here? They can come right here. And this, I need to add the integrated campaign. So automated software delivery should go. And that will now become an option. All right, we're going to leave the rest as is, but now it's in the calendar, so that is checked off. Next, asset copy issue. This is actually already created, so I'm just going to link this to the epic and add. And then that one's complete. The issue's been created. Leave that there. We need to open the landing page issue, nurture email issue, asset design issue, Path Factory Track issue, and resource page addition issue. This is generated so that we're using the right templates in all the right projects. And then it's just a matter of filling all the details in. But for now, we're just going to create a placeholder so that the project management is organized. And with this one, we're going to name this name LP, oops, and then ebook guide ROI auto SD is just how we're going to name this. I'm going to start going through and actually using that across all of these for simplicity or for speed. From doing this a million times. It's just how I find it faster. And now this is named. We'll do the due date, which we can do the work back schedule. So if this was June 23rd, then we know that the asset copy would be due June 2nd. The final landing page copy would be due June 9th. And so we'll put that in as the due date. Let's see if that actually picks up. I don't know if it automatically will. So June 9th. Let's just create the issue. And then next would be the nurture email issue. And this lets the lifecycle marketing team know that this is coming. It'll automatically assign some of them and we'll create issue. We'll do the due dates in a minute because this is getting faster this way. So this one is the content resource design. So this makes it so that they can put it into their milestone, create issue. And this one is Path Factory track. We don't have an issue anymore for uploading to Path Factory. That's the responsibility of the content owner. It actually took longer to create the issue and keep up to date than for the person who owns the content to just upload it. So that's the process. But then this will be assigned to the campaigns team to create the track with the related assets to be used in campaigns. And the last one is add to resource page. This is still very manual. Hopefully we'll be speeding up this process in the future. And then I tend to just copy paste all of these epics at once. If you paste it in and then hit space, it will make it so that you go to the next one. And then Path Factory. And then add to resources. Okay, and now we can add those and everything technically you could use is blocked by no matching epic found. What? That doesn't make any sense. No matching epic found. Oh, it's not, these aren't all epics, dang it. Had an existing issue. Can I copy paste all of these? No, great. Okay, let's do this again. Copy, paste, and just keep on doing that for all of these, including the asset design one, Path Factory, and add to resources, and then the asset. All right, add all of those. So now you've got all of these, you can reorder them to make them in the order of what needs to be delivered, but you've now created that issue. You created the nurture email issue, the asset design issue, Path Factory track issue, resource page addition issue. You can also use these if you want to check them off when they're done as like a kind of high level project management. But initially we had built this to say like, hey, I created the issue, we're good there. And then the upload to Path Factory, again, noted here that the content owner does that. There's also issues for activating the content. I would recommend for most general GitLab created content, open a digital marketing promotion issue and open an organic social issue. In some cases, social may look at it and say, if it's too bottom funnel, it might not be relevant for promotion, but you can always open it and then just close it out if it's not needed. Homepage feature is really like very critical content. So I think there might be a new step kind of built in with the digital experience team. So TBD on that one. Blog, you could push this over to the editorial team to let them know they can see this in their blogs. But for now, I'm just going to add this to the digital marketing, or let's call it paid digital promotion. Oh, paid digital, that's right. And this would be, what am I naming all these? Ebook guide auto or just for shortcut. And then you would need to create all of the, or fill in all the details on these issues, but for now, at least you get the like wireframe of the issues created. And then we look at the project management. You can open this into a second screen if it might make it easier to look and reference the timelines. But for example, and we'll go with these first, the Marketo page, we want the landing page copy due by June 9th. So we would make that the due date. We would assign the content owner, and that would be, and the campaign manager aligned to that campaign. So in this case, it's Samya and Sherry Rancis. So once Samya creates the copy and follows these steps, there's actually a full on like templated landing page structure that makes sure that the characters aligned to the copy are all like best fit for the landing page. So Samya would right click, duplicate, create this as ROI auto SD. And what's the date? This is 2022 and 06. What did we say? 23. That could be changing, but there we have it. And then she would be filling in these details. And as she puts in the detail, like what did we say? Oh, I took the name out. It's right here. A guide to measure ROI. So as she fills in the title, it's approved. And so she'll go down the list. And then that also makes it easy for the person creating the landing page to pop in the Marketo tokens. But we're right here trying to just fill in the due dates and the assignees. So we've got the landing page, step 1 done. The nurture email copy we need by June 9th as well. So let's add this here, due date June 9th. And that's just the due date for the copy. Once that's submitted, we would change the due date to when we want it to actually be activated in the nurture, which you'll see down here. Feel free to modify things if it makes more sense to your group to work a different way, but this has kind of worked in the past. So just using it as a rubric, so you're not starting from square one. But the automatic assignees are Vertical and Luis for heads up, but the other assignee would be the owner of the content, because she'll need to provide the submitter checklist so that they have what they need to know where they're going to activate this in the campaign or in the email nurture. And then resource design, let me take a look at who's aligned to this campaign or the overarching. Nope, where's the solution campaign? So Vic Bella, I believe, but they can decide if this needs to go to someone else. Vic Bell. And due date would be asset final design, June 16th. So we're done with these two. Due date, June 16th. So she can maybe fit that into her milestone. Opening for the ebook for the project. And the project manager, I'm just going to link back to this. Where was I typing that? And then the last one is Path Factory Track. So this would be assigned to the campaign manager, Sherry. And due date is, if we expect to get this launched June 23rd, then we want to put it into Path Factory on June 17th and get, like, this is all based off of business days. You can see in the formula. So like it won't give you like a Sunday to have something due. So this track would be due this 20th. Path Factory track due date, June 20th. And then she can change her milestones. Add to resources also assigned to Sherry, and she'll be able to follow. A big example of like why this is great is like these issues already have like the process outlined. Otherwise, if we're just opening random issues without templates, it might leave the person kind of at a loss, like looking through the handbook, trying to figure out where stuff is. And then the due date for this one for add to resource is, do I not have that in here? Oh, final digital design. Let's say developer. Add to resource. Say -1, because if we're developing the final digital design, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, gonna need to clean this up a little bit, but this would be campaigns, and let's copy this down. So the due date would be June 22nd. Okay, so now you've got the project management kind of outlined. And as you go back to the automated software delivery epic, you can see that we'll now need to nest this content epic underneath there. Let's take that here, add an existing epic. And now you see all the kind of steps specifically aligned to this content being created and activated. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We did not put the paid digital and the organic social on here. I think those timelines can be kind of discussed with those teams, but you can tell them like this is expected to come in on June 23rd. Who did this automatically assign to? Okay. Great, so that's the steps. It's 10:27. I talked through a lot of that, but I think we start at 10:09. It's like about 15 minutes. I think it'll be a little bit faster when I'm not like typing in notes to people. But from there, you now have all the issues open. There's also steps that are requested from the person requesting it, but you can kind of fill that in as you get closer. I think just talk with those teams to understand what they need and by when. For example, you might need to have some of these details outlined so that she can kind of start planning in advance. I don't know if that's relevant for design. But yeah, that's the steps to get an ebook live or prepped and activated. There's obviously steps that will make it so we open this or create the Salesforce campaign, the Marketo program, create the Path Factory track link. More of the activation happens on the other team side so they can start planning on how to best leverage this across campaigns. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the marketing campaigns Slack channel. It's the best place for anybody who's done this process or kind of is aware of this process to answer questions. I'll put this video into the top here and kind of all over this page so that's easily visible. And if there's any questions, we can always iterate on this process. It's kind of just been updating over the years and understanding timelines from different teams and what would be requested so that they can plan into their flows. And if we need to work on the work back, that's also totally up for iteration. So let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. Where's the stop recording? There we go.